Musi być poddanie, Filip!
Filip Wiśniewski, and with me, a metalhead, Josh Barnett. Hello.
Hello, hey.
Did you know that this fight will roll this way? Because, you know, many of journalists said that it was a two big tongues fight.
Well, I mean, I knew that there was a lot of what happened in the match was expected, but honestly, I'm just too old, too beat up to keep doing this and competing with the younger, more active and competitive guys. The mind is wanting, but the body is just not available to step up.
The other journalist told me that it was two chances to submission for Phil.
Yeah.
It was close, in your opinion?
I mean, there were threats, but I'm pretty hard to catch. So what might be close on one guy's is actually still quite a bit of distance for me, but that's just due to experience. You know, I got a lot of tricks, and I'm very calm in these more dangerous situations. So I know how close or how much distance I still have to keep going. For me, it wasn't so much about being in any submission threat. It was about finding my own ability to use these moments for my own offense, but just the conditioning wasn't there.
Okay, next question is, as you said, you are much older than Phil. So what was your expectations before this fight about your shape, about your condition?
I was actually kind of hoping that he'd be a bit more reckless, and I would use that against him to set up throws and other counters and things like that. But he stayed really calm, stuck to his game plan, and I just, surprisingly, the muscles and the body gave out sooner than I expected. So I just couldn't keep up pace, and moving a big guy around like that, maybe even about 5 years ago, no big deal. But at this point, it's just a lot to do.
It was the equal Phil de Vries that you prepared for?
Yes.
In the cage
yes.
now?
No, I got what I expected.
Okay. So maybe what's next for you? Because I've got a question that I forget to ask about you on the media day. Because you had a contract with Bellator, but no one fight.
Right.
Why?
Well, I had an issue with medicals at one point, and then the first time though, I don't know if I had caught COVID, because that wasn't really known at the time.
Oh, yeah.
But I got incredibly sick the night before the fight, to the point that I was throwing up, and I don't know what happened, but that was just awful. Yeah, I was in Hawaii, and I was just absolutely destroyed. I've never had anything like that happen to me in my entire career before a fight. I've had colds and different things, but I had never caught like some sort of flu or whatever it was, as I did in Hawaii before my debut in Bellator, and it was just impossible for me to get to the ring. But they sold the company, and look, I'm not looking to fight anymore anyways. So
Your adventure in KSW is still on?
no, I think my adventures for now are done. So it's just I just can't the body just can't keep up like it used to. So I spend a lot of time just basically with rehabilitation and just kind of normal conditioning, and maybe in a year or two, if I'm feeling good enough, maybe I'll venture back over this direction. But I've done everything at this point, so
Yes.
there's not really a need to. It'd have to be a want.
Your debut was in '97. I'm '99, so it was maybe the next question about the music, because I heard that you are a metalhead. You like Behemoth. You like the rock music from your childhood.
Oh yeah, since discovering Iron Maiden, probably around 4 or 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old, like I was hooked on metal. It was always going to be the case for me.
Okay, it's your favorite band?
No, I think I don't really have a favorite band, although Bolt Thrower is probably my number one. But I love Behemoth. I've been to Vader and Magua. I've been out to those bands to go watch them. Watain, Goat Whore, Amon Amarth, Panzerfaust, Urfaust. There's so many metal bands that I just really love, and I've been so happy to see. I've seen Slayer a whole bunch of times, Metallica, Megadeth.
Did you heard about the Polish grunge or hardcore band called Illusion?
No, now see, hardcore is just not really my scene. Like
More grunge.
yeah, I think my favorite hardcore bands were like Every Time I Die. I know there's this band called Ringworm out of Cleveland. They're considered hardcore, but they're really more metal in my mind. But hardcore punk just didn't reach me in Seattle when I was growing up. Grunge, sure, like that was everywhere when I was a kid, but it didn't. I appreciate like old Alice in Chains and like early Soundgarden, but I think I'm more of a Melvins guy, anyways.
Oh, the Melvins. I like this band. And the last question is, my favorite band is Nirvana, because they showed me, Kurt Cobain was not a technical guitarist, so he showed me that I can play as him. So this is my favorite band. What do you think about him and about this story about the Nirvana?
I mean, talk about the Melvins. I mean, that's why Nirvana exists.
Yes.
Because Buzzo was taking Kurt out to things. My cousin knew those guys and grew up with them. So, Nirvana, I have like 1 degree of separation from that. Well, I also, I once shared a hotel room with Kurt and Courtney's daughter. I wasn't with her. Don't get that wrong. She had a suite with her boyfriend, and me and a friend her friend was a friend of mine, and we were staying down in for Comic-Con, and so we just used the spare room to crash. But I mean, Nirvana was a sensation at the time, and took a very simple but a very catchy sound.
Yes.
I mean, their songs, but I'll say this: I really like Nirvana I like Bleach.
Bleach, yeah.
But it's a different sound than most people are used to, and not to say In Utero is a bad album, yes. Or what is the
Nevermind?
Nevermind.
Yes.
I mean, there's some real good jams on that one too. A few that I think get overlooked, but I grew up in that whole Nirvana era. I'm from Seattle, so and like I said, my cousin Doug.
The River Wickish.
Yeah, well, my cousin Doug is from the same area that Kurt and all them is from. So he knew Kurt and those kind of people, and maybe even jammed with them at some point. So it's whatever, and it was a good point in time. It's unfortunate the way it all ended, very tragic. But we can't roll back the clock. But their work still exists, and I guess because of Nirvana, like everybody knows, like what a great musician Dave Grohl is. So I think that his drumming on Queens of the Stone Age.
He's very similar to this vocalist of Foo Fighters. You know this man?
Yeah, very similar. Very similar. They have a very strange in the fact of how much they look alike. Yeah.
I almost cried because I didn't expect it that I will have only one chance to talk to you, so I'm very glad. Joshua, thank you for this interview. It was a big honor, big pleasure for me, and have a nice, I think, retirement. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll find a way to maybe get a few more in at some point. But for right now, the only thing I can think of is I just got to work on trying to heal up and work around with this broken up body. So for now, we're gonna call it good.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad that we talked.
Thanks.
Sir.